apart. Tell me your secrets and ask me your questions. Now let's go back to the start. Running in circles, coming in tails, heads on the sides apart. Nobody said it was easy. It's such a shame for us to part. Nobody said it was easy. No one ever said it would be this hard. Oh, take me back to the start. I was just guessing at numbers and figures, pulling the puzzles apart. Questions of science, science and progress, do not speak as loud as my heart. Oh, tell me you love me, come back and haunt me. Oh, when I rush to the start, running in circles, chasing tails, coming back as we are. Nobody said it was easy. Oh, it's such a shame for us to part. Nobody said it was easy. No one ever said it would be so hard. I'm going back to the start.
All right, Lakeland Community College. This is the Beardless Gentleman Project. I am here with Jeremiah, and we might get Tim in here eventually. All right, so big happening in sports over this past weekend was, of course, the NBA playoffs started up. And the Cavs game, it was a good game at least. Because for the rest of the NBA, like, you had the Warriors who crushed the Rockets 104-78. You had the Spurs crushing the Grizzlies 106-74. The Thunder crushed the Mavericks 108-70. The Clippers crushed the Blazers 115-95. And then you have things like the Cavaliers Pistons, which let's just be honest, this shouldn't even be much of a series. And yet Cleveland just like let's let them look good at least.
We'll find. Because what? First one where?
Yeah, the first one's in Cleveland.
Okay.
Yeah, the schedule is 2 in Cleveland, 2 in Detroit, then 1 and 1.
Okay. It should have been a little bit more though. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh yeah,
It really should have.
the Cavaliers should have this should have been a blowout. And Cleveland was just letting everybody in, and Kevin Love looked good. At least we have that. Kevin Love looked good. Kyrie looked good. And considering that you okay, man?
That was a good one.
Yeah. Considering that the last time that the Cavaliers were in the playoffs this early, it was the round 1. Kevin Love had a problem with because it was the Boston Celtics, and Kevin Love got injured. He had his arm practically ripped out of its socket, and at least we didn't have that happen in the first game. So, just making sure that there are no big injuries to start the Cavaliers postseason, because once Kevin Love got injured in that first game or that first series, it did not look good for the Cavaliers. So at least we have that the Cavaliers won their first game.
I see what the problem is.
Okay, trying to, because
I wonder why I didn't hear myself.
Yeah, your mic was not exactly.
It was in the B channel.
Yeah, there we go.
So that's a problem.
So at least we're working this stuff out now. Hopefully before anybody else shows up. So, Cavaliers game went well. The Raptors game, I haven't seen much of the Raptors, honestly, but it looks like Paul George is finally on his game for the Pacers.
Yeah,
and because it had been a while since he had started playing because of a very bad injury. So at least we're seeing Paul George now, and he's now back in good form. And I kind of want to see the Pacers see if they can upset the the Raptors, Toronto Raptors. And the final score of that Raptors-Pacers game was 100-90.
Yeah.
And their next game is tonight, so that's gonna be on NBA TV. If I actually had NBA TV, I might actually want to watch that game. So I'm gonna say that's gonna be a pretty good one. Then you have the Heat crushed the Hornets. Like that wasn't even much of a game by the end of it. It was a fairly well played game, and then the Heat just went on a tear in the third quarter. So the final score of that was 123-91. And then Hawks Celtics. I didn't actually catch any part of that game. I did hear though from a bunch of classmates that it was an amazing game. Because the Hawks won 102-101.
Yeah.
So that's at least a good game. So the other big question is, because in the West, the Western Conference, it looked obvious that there's these 4 teams, and then these other teams are not even worth it. It looked like. So you have the Thunder, the Clippers, Spurs, and the Warriors. And I should say congrats to the Warriors on getting their 73rd win. Like, they officially beat the Chicago Bulls record from the 96-97 season. So good for them. A big question, though, is will they go undefeated through the entire playoffs?
It's hard to say.
Because I actually did the math on it. To go 73-9 in a comparable baseball season, which is 162 games, you would have to win 144 games.
Which that could have been done before.
No, I think the high is probably about 120.
So, yeah, I believe that.
So
I believe it.
I'm sure it's hard to keep it up over an entire baseball season, but and then you have the playoffs. The playoffs. All right. The big thing is that No team in NBA history has gone undefeated through the entire playoffs in the modern era.
Yeah, I
So,
see that.
Like, it's happened before when there were only 6 games in the playoffs, but like back in the 50s. But in the modern era, since we've gone to this format, there hasn't been nobody. Not even those famed 96-97 Bulls went undefeated in the postseason.
Yeah, I believe that.
So,
It's kind of hard to go undefeated, to be on your A game each and every day.
Exactly.
That's a little,
Yeah, that's
rough there.
exactly. So, yeah, all right, and but I feel that if there is a team that could do it, it is the Warriors. The only problem I see them ever coming across is if they face off against the Spurs. Because the Spurs are the other team that they play amazing defense, they work the pace of their game, and don't change it. Popovich is very good at that. He's very good at understanding the pace of the game and what the pace needs to be. And if there's anybody who's going to be able to defend Stephen Curry, it'll be Popovich, who knows exactly who he has to put out there.
True. Definitely true.
Yeah. And
it would be an interesting one.
Yeah.
I'm hoping the Spurs, in a way, if they got there, would take them out just because.
Yeah. Yeah.
It would be better if the Cavs got there than knocked them out for payback.
Yeah.
But I'll take it either way.
Yeah. But the problem is, you could tell from the games during the regular season, the Cavs' minds were not in it against the Warriors. Like, the Warriors severely got into the heads of the Cleveland Cavaliers, and if that happens, they're gonna sweep the Cavaliers, let alone anybody else who happens to be in the playoffs.
But now it's a different occasion, besides it just being a loss before, to now it's win or go home.
Well, it's a 7-game series, but
no, if it comes to that, let's say the Cavs against Spurs again.
Okay.
When you had to think of do or die or win or go home.
Okay.
That's something that motivates you.
Yeah.
Compared to, hey, we lost, whatever. Well, we still have, another 40 games, blah, blah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Totally different philosophy. Till now, it's
like you must win those 4 games. Otherwise, you're going to be going home and you will not be happy with yourself. And another conversation that I had in my class was how. Oh, okay. I just lost the train of thought because I heard Stephanie yelling back there.
Yeah.
The other question is, how will the Cavs deal with, because the Cavs just have a problem with trying to figure out. As much as we want this to be a team, it's not. Like, it's 3 great players all playing together, and that's it. When you saw LeBron working with Dwayne and Bosh in Miami, they were not just friends, they actually formed the team around them.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems like that's kind of what we've been doing in Cleveland. And now I'm actually remembering what I was going to bring up. LeBron doesn't have much left before he's just practically done. Because he's been carrying pretty much every team he's played for.
Yeah, it takes a toll on you. And
it takes a major toll. Like, after all, all we need to do is look at his receding hairline, and we know.
Wow.
And apparently he does have some back pains and stuff. I mean, then again,
But driving down to center, being grabbed, all that, going flopping, I could see, wood floor is not the most comfortable thing to lay on.
I know, yeah.
Or get nailed into.
Exactly. So, you would hope to see that he has at least 2 years in him, hopefully 3 or 4, but you're not getting very much longer until he's almost done.
True.
So,
I see that.
And I wish the best for the Cavaliers because I'm not sure how long we're going to have someone like Kevin Love. We might trade him in the offseason for, who knows, like maybe a first-round pick. See if we can bring in another like big-time rookie. Like,
True.
like I'm not sure how the lottery is currently laid out. I think the 76ers have the high right now for because they had the worst record.
Boy, us, we're going to be up there jam-packed at the top. So,
Yeah, just
we're not going to be at the bottom like that. So, you're not going to get that complete big steal person.
yeah. There's not necessarily a great player necessarily. Like beforehand, like before the season, the college basketball season, Ben Simmons of LSU
Okay.
was considered the biggie, and he didn't perform up to snuff with LSU.
Mm.
And then you also had guys like Buddy Hield who performed well, but they're not necessarily the best NBA material, I would say. Like Buddy Hield's an amazing scorer, and he's a great body, but I don't see him necessarily being a big deal in the NBA. Almost like, I think this is probably a very poor person to compare him to. I would almost say like a Tyler Hansbrough.
Okay.
Because, like, at least with Tyler Hansbrough, he was an amazing scorer, decent defender, high energy. While that should work in the NBA, he's a bench player. And that's pretty much what I see Buddy Hield being, is maybe like a nice emergency off the bench, good scorer. He can get you like a 15, 20 points a night that you didn't expect. I don't see Buddy Hield as being the guy for your team.
Yeah.
Like, while he
I can
was
see
the guy
that.
for Oklahoma, I don't see him being the guy in the NBA. And sadly, that's the same thing with Ben Simmons. Going into the season, Ben Simmons was considered to be the next LeBron James-like player, and we've seen now when he was with LSU, he's not. He's a good player, an amazing player. He's not the next LeBron. He's not even the next Kevin Durant. And Kevin Durant was also one of those guys who's supposed to come out of high school and college as being another amazing player.
Yeah.
So
I could see that. Yeah.
So
That's
just
true.
looking at how, like, because the NBA draft, it's still a crapshoot, and
It's hit and misses, whether it's baseball.
yeah, I know. Well,
They're
baseball
down the
it takes
list.
a lot longer in baseball to
find
see
out if
anybody
it's a
else.
bust.
Find out if somebody's good.
Really more the NFL and NBA.
Yeah, NFL and NBA drafts are.
You find
a lot
out
bigger about
within
that.
2, maybe 3 years.
Like even the hockey draft is generally pretty good at finding out who your players are really early on, but baseball is not that type of place. Anyway, if you're the Cavaliers, I'm wondering what you do in the offseason if you don't win, because there is a heavy duty possibility that if the Warriors are not going to be your bane, the San Antonio Spurs will be. Because the San Antonio Spurs have beaten LeBron on multiple occasions in the playoffs. Not just when like LeBron was, a wet behind the ears youngin' back in like 2006 when he lost in a sweep to the San Antonio Spurs. He lost as part of the Miami Heat and the reason why he came back to Cleveland. So he has problems facing the Spurs. I'm wondering how it would go down Spurs versus Warriors if you're the Cavaliers.
In a way, I would like to see the Warriors get knocked out by the Spurs. Then us get the Spurs. Then lay a spanking on them.
Yeah. But I see less. I feel that the Cavaliers might actually have a better probability of winning against the Warriors than they do against the Spurs. Because while there's a much bigger revenge factor, as the Warriors were the ones who won last year, and Stephen Curry was the guy who got the MVP over LeBron, that there's going to be some pride in taking on the Warriors. You don't
True.
necessarily see that in like, you know, there's no real pride in facing the San Antonio Spurs.
In a way, because you think in 2006 when we got our butts kicked
Yeah.
by them. So either way, it would be revenge of that, bringing up the past, and you know,
Yeah.
it would light fires.
Yeah, just
Either way,
Yeah,
except one's a little bit sooner than the other.
yeah, that's the other thing is the complacency in losing to the Spurs. Like, that could be a problem if you're the Cavaliers. So
True.
All right. I kind of want to go to a commercial break. We'll figure out something to do after the break. Once again, yeah, we'll figure something out. Whatever.
I like it.
All right. You're listening to Lakeland's Lakefed Radio. This is the Beardless Gentleman Project, streaming live from Kirtland, Ohio, on www.livestream.com/lakeeffect.
You're listening to Lake Effect Radio, the official radio station of Lakeland Community College in Kirtland, Ohio.
Imagine the opportunity to be the first in your family to earn a degree. Gain knowledge that changes your life forever. Learn with faculty who share a common goal, your success. Experience Lakeland Community College. Apply your skills to make a difference every day. A Lakeland education is accessible and affordable. Credits easily transferred. Lakeland Community College. Opportunity starts here.
Beginning March 14th, there will be no access to a library curbside pickup and outdoor library book return due to construction. An indoor library return is available on the first floor of a building near the entrance of the clock tower. For more information, please call 440-525-7424 for more information.
This one empty bottle is way too heavy to take to the recycle can right outside my classroom.
The Lakeland Veterans Support Program assists veterans, guardsmen, reservists, active duty, and military families to make a smooth and successful transition into Lakeland Community College while supporting success in their educational goals and linking them to veterans and service member benefits. Lakeland awards college credit for military experience. Military veterans who would like to learn more about college credits and the benefits of starting college at Lakeland should call 440-525-7246. Additional resources for veterans can be found at lakelandcc.edu/veterans.
Be sure to watch us live on www.livestream.com/lakeeffect.
Textbooks on reserve at Lakeland Library. Select textbooks are now available for students to check out and use in the library. Donations of current textbooks to the textbook on reserve. Programs are encouraged from instructors and students. If your textbook is not currently available in the library, please contact your instructor to provide a copy of their textbook for the Textbook on Reserve program. For more information on the library-initiated Textbook on Reserve program, please call 440-525-7424.
For one-on-one personal research assistance, make an appointment with a Lakeland librarian. Lakeland librarians offer personal help with research for assignments, projects, and papers. Stop by the library, reference desk, or call 440-525-7425 to schedule an appointment for a 20, 30, or 40-minute session. The library is located on the 3rd floor of the C building.
Are you looking for a way to boost your resume? Want to be a part of one of the fastest growing industries in the United States? Career Services and the Information Technology and Computer Science Department are joining together for an IT and CS mashup. Stop by the Holden University Center on April 19th at 6 p.m. You can meet with employers and see all the amazing careers out there in IT and CS fields. Plus, the skills and education you need to get into these hot fields can be obtained right here at Lakeland. Call 440-525-7781 to learn more.
You're listening to magnificent, fantastic Lake Effect Radio from Lakeland Community College in Kirtland, Ohio. Keep on rocking around the clock tower, y'all.
Little Free Library. Take a book, leave a book. Little Free Libraries offer a way to share good books to read. Check out the 2 locations on campus, TLC Atrium of L Building and entrance to E Building. Take a book. If you see something you would like to read, take it. When finished, leave a book, share a book. A Lakeland Community College Library and Kirtland Public Library project. For more information, please call 440-525-7424.
Hey Lakeland students! Pick up the latest issue of the Lakelander student newspaper to stay up to date with what's happening around campus. The Lakelander will keep you informed and entertained with all the latest campus news, music, reviews, political commentary, and everything in between.
Ride Lake Tran free with your student ID. For more information, visit www.laketran.com or call 1-888-LAKE-TRAN.
Hey, what's up? We're Before the Streetlights, and you're listening to Lake Effect Radio.
All right, and we are back, and we figured out something that we wanted to talk about. That's there was a big trade recently in the NFL. The Tennessee Titans and the LA Rams have officially traded. The Rams are going to be now hold the number 1 overall pick.
Yeah,
that's a big deal because now the Rams, of course, over this offseason they moved to LA. And they don't have a big name quarterback.
Yeah, that's big time. True.
Yeah, like they had Nick Foles, and I'm like they traded for him from Philadelphia, haven't got as much productivity out of him as they were hoping. So now that they've got traded for the number 1 overall pick, they have explicitly said that they are going to be using the last 2 weeks to figure out who they're going to pick as a quarterback. Either Jared Goff of Cal or Carson Wentz of North Dakota State.
Yeah.
And as...
I wonder if they would be crazy and go after Cousins.
Oh, you mean like find a way to actually like trade for...
Or, no, Cooks.
Oh, Connor Cook?
Yeah.
Oh,
You
no.
think they would be that crazy?
Oh, I would hope not. I would hope Jeff Fisher has a little bit more sense than that.
He would probably still go after the first 2. I don't see him.
I would say he either goes the quarterback the first round, which if you're going to give up as much as they have to get that number 1 overall pick, you're going to pick a quarterback. You're not going to pick some guy like Laramie Tunsil, who's an offensive tackle. You're not going to pick Jalen Ramsey, who's a corner. You're going to make a big splash with a quarterback, unless well, actually, no, they wouldn't go running back. They have Todd Gurley. I was saying like you could go for a big name like an Ezekiel Elliott with number 1 overall, but no, you can't. Not with Todd Gurley on your roster. So
yeah, they're not bad at running back.
Yeah,
Browns, yes.
Yeah,
them no.
Yeah, it's now the onus is now more on the Browns. Do you pick the other quarterback out of Goff and Wentz, or do you go with a guy like an Ezekiel Elliott, who we've had problems with our running backs before, or do you go? I wouldn't say wide receiver. Wide receiver is not an option here. As much as we would love to have somebody like Josh Gordon back, who, of course, over the last week has now had another problem.
Oh God, I always want to know.
Like he failed a drug test over this past week.
God's.
I know. But the thing is, apparently,
so why haven't we caught him yet?
I don't know.
I mean, he's as worse as Johnny Football.
Yeah, like there's recently been memes about just the Dumb and Dumber poster, and it's Manziel and Gordon on the poster, which fits.
Sadly, you cannot put an argument together against that. You cannot put an argument against it.
No, and apparently Josh Gordon, this was found out while he was getting ready to say, "I want to come back to the league."
Then stupid idea.
But and the thing is, apparently he still has the ability to come back and reapply to the league and get in and play a down of football before this season is over. He
Can
still
we
has
just
that
get the
possibility.
lifetime ban and be over it?
I know this is
Just saying.
It's unfortunate because Josh Gordon is an amazing receiver. Like he plays out of his mind. He led the league in receiving
what we
yards
really need?
with 2 less games than
We
any
need
other
a
wide receiver.
CT scan of his brain to see if it's anything in there.
There we go.
Oh, too soon.
No, Josh Gordon doesn't think so. He wants the CT scan now just to say, no, I have a brain up here. Sure, it's all doped up, but it's a brain.
Oh my God! Thank God I did not pay attention to anything to do with the Browns.
But yeah, he still has the possibility of coming back to the league before the season is over.
You know what? As a Browns fan in a way, I would be cool if they gave him a lifetime ban.
Yeah.
Sadly, for one reason.
Go ahead.
He's a disgrace to our football team.
Yeah. He's let's be honest, he's a disgrace to the league too.
Yeah.
But all right, how about this? Who deserves a lifetime ban more? Josh Gordon or Greg Hardy? Greg Hardy, the defensive end for the Dallas Cowboys. He had his problems in Carolina, went to Dallas. He still has problems with domestic violence. Ray Rice is out of the league, pretty much at this point. He had that domestic violence thing. It was caught on camera, too. He's out of the league, and nobody really wants him. Should that happen to Greg Hardy, too?
Damn, that's tough.
I know. See, that's the thing, is that Greg Hardy, he has been making
They're
many...
both perfect candidates, though. I mean, they're right up there, number 1 and 2.
I know. Look, I feel...
Well, Johnny would be 3.
Let's put it this way. If there's a lifetime ban on Greg Hardy, it won't be because the NFL has banned him. The NFL's already tried and failed to ban him. To give it, no, actually, wait a minute. I want to say they did suspend him for a few games.
Yeah, they did suspend him.
But the thing is, if you're the Dallas Cowboys, do you cut him now? Cut your losses? Because he's been making some very awful remarks recently about domestic violence. And the thing is, Ray Rice had the same problem. He's no longer around. That should happen, and I feel that should happen to Greg Hardy.
You should care about your fan base and your brain not being torn to shreds.
Yeah.
Than one individual that thinks he's above all that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, no one individual is above anything.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Yeah. So
if I did that, I would expect someone to come in and smack me across the face, say, "Yeah, you're done," and go and throw me out. I would be cool with them if they threw me in a dumpster.
There we go.
Sadly.
Yeah. And the thing is, that hasn't happened with Greg Hardy yet. And I'm not entirely sure why. Because he is not a good human being. Then again, also the NFL is not based on you being a good human being. Ever. It's always been about, can you play? And if you can play, they'll find a spot for you.
This is true.
Because, let's put it this way. The greatest example of being an amazing human being, while also not being able to have the necessary skills to play, is Tim Tebow.
Yeah.
He's an amazing human being, but he can't throw a football well. He can run with the football well, but he doesn't want to change his position. He wants to be a quarterback, and that's diminished.
He didn't do bad though at QB though in the NFL.
But, yeah, he won. He knows how to win. But
compared to
NFL,
Brady Quinn, he did a lot better at it.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing. Brady Quinn was probably just like a pretty good QB. He was not in the right position in Cleveland ever, and he never panned out, and it was unfortunate. As a
How
first round
many
pick.
quarterbacks can you say that about Cleveland?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I couldn't help that one.
Oh no, I completely understand. Spurgeon win? Spurgeon?
Because what, we're at 424? 25? Something like that?
20, it's in the 20s.
We
now,
lost
yeah.
count.
Yeah, that's...
You can't.
And it's like, hello, Robert Griffin III. Have a try here. Why not?
He's like 25, 26 now, something like that.
Yeah, somewhere in there.
We're almost at 30.
Yeah, let's try for a record. Most QBs in 10 years. No, let's not. As much as that would be a very Cleveland Browns record to go for, I don't want that.
Actually, if
that's the thing, I don't want it.
No, almost 20 years.
Oh yeah, it's almost. The Browns have been in the league now since '99. So
20 years, 25 different.
It's been
QBs,
17 years and
26.
20 plus QBs. Yeah, that's annoying, and but the thing is about Cleveland, you always hope that the next QB you bring in is going to be the guy, and it's never been. As much as I wish the best for Robert Griffin III, an amazing human being, probably a decent quarterback if he's not injured, is he going to pan out? Likely not. We've learned this from experience now being in Cleveland for a while.
Except you could argue we had 3, spurt ones of you have Derek Anderson.
Yeah, in 2007.
Not including Hoyer.
Hoyer was good.
Not including, here's one for the blast in the pass. Holcomb.
Kelly Holcomb. Yeah, back when we first went to the playoffs. Yeah. So you had Kelly Holcomb, who did decent, but eventually found his way all the way out to Buffalo. Buffalo was another place where he actually performed rather well, apart from Drew Bledsoe.
That's kind of messed up. Each and every one of these QBs we didn't draft.
Oh, true. Yeah, but we didn't draft Brian Hoyer. We didn't draft
here in
Derek
the league
Anderson.
Like 2-3 years, then we picked them up.
We got Derek Anderson off the Ravens practice squad. And then I don't even know where Kelly Holcomb came from.
Probably free agency.
Yeah.
Because he was sort of an older guy. I would have to assume it's free agents. I would guarantee it was Hoyer.
I have Google up.
Free
Let's go
agency.
ahead and look up Kelly Holcomb.
It has to be free agency. That's the only way it makes sense.
The Kelly Holcomb Wikipedia. Let's take a ride through here.
How did we require him?
Went undrafted in 1995.
So yeah, we picked him up probably free agency. Yeah. I doubt we traded for him.
Yeah, he went undrafted in 1995 out of Middle Tennessee State. Okay, he was apparently with the Buccaneers in 1995, the Colts from 96 to 2000. So let's take a look at.
So we picked him up.
So I remember the Colts as a street free agent in 96. His first season didn't play a regular season game. In 1997, disappointing season, Holcomb played 5 games, started one in which he threw only 1 touchdown and 8 interceptions.
And it's before the Browns got him?
Okay, that... I can't even go to the mic, I'm coughing so much. Oh my goodness.
That's interesting.
That's insane. Yeah, because, back in 1998, then Peyton Manning came in, and they didn't need him.
That's true.
So yeah. The Browns had drafted Tim Couch. Holcomb occasionally outshined the former number 1 pick. In his first season as a Brown, Holcomb played in only 1 game, which completed 7 of 12 passes for a touchdown and 114 yards.
His second year, he sort of shined, though.
Yeah, exactly. Second season, he played 4 games, started 2, threw 8 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, 790 pass yards.
Especially the Atlanta Falcons won that got us into the playoffs. He the Sir got hurt, then went back to Couch, but he was replacing Couch because he got hurt. Yeah. That was a really messed up year.
And then in his final season as a Brown, Jeff Garcia replaced him as starting quarterback. So there's another quarterback that...
He was overrated.
Yeah. Yeah, Jeff Garcia, another one of those big-time free agent pickups, didn't work out. So let's just, why...
He was overrated.
Yeah. All right. So now that we've taken
we should have went after Michael Vick after he came back from prison. Could have took a stab at that.
No, well, here's the thing. Roger Goodell. said when Michael Vick came out of prison that I think the Browns actually were in the running until he made an executive decision and said, no, you're not going to the Browns because you need a better quarterback situation.
True.
And there were the Philadelphia Eagles needing a quarterback. They had a better team overall. They've always had a better team than the Browns, obviously. So all the Eagles needed was a quarterback. They got Michael Vick. There you go. Better QB situation, better situation in general for a guy like Michael Vick. And the Browns missed out on that, of course, because they're the Browns. So
they're just that really bad team, or that really bad kid that sucks at football.
Yep, exactly.
That you cheer for because you really feel bad. Oh, wait, this is the second week in a row I said the same exact thing.
All right, I think I'm going to go ahead and end the show here.
Mm-hmm.
Once again, this has been the Beardless Gentleman Project. Thank you for listening. We are live from Kirtland, Ohio, and streaming live on www.livestream.com/LadyFake. And until next week, peace out.
Lake Effect Radio.
Watch us live at www.livestream.com/lakeeffect.
These days, learning never ends, and college really matters. So more people than ever are going to Lakeland Community College. People of every age are trying to learn something new, and Lakeland is for everyone. High school graduates just starting